I know it's Halloween. Don't go for Halloween skeleton vibes. Wow. Baby lips. I don't know if that makes sense. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you notice that my face looks a little off balance, it's all for a good cause, I promise. So I am showing you guys how contour can change your face with old and new techniques. When I say old, all of these techniques are way before our time. Back when Marilyn Monroe and TVs were black and white, that's when I feel like contour was created, unless it went further back than that, then please let me know in the comments. They have been done and taught throughout the years. So I'm showing you guys techniques that I've done from the past to now and how I feel like they really have helped contoured my face in the way that I like it. I don't know if you guys can tell which side is the new and old technique, but I want you to pause this video right now and let me know in the comments which side you think is old and which side you think is the new techniques. Go ahead, I'll wait. Okay, you did it? Okay, good. Let me know which side you think is old and new. If you like these videos, make sure you thumbs it up. And before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can be a part of the Dom fam. And without further ado, let's get into this video. So my skin has been super dry lately. I do have dry skin. I talk about it all the time on my channel. I'm a little bit combo at times, but mostly dry. So for that, I'm gonna take my Blur and Moisture Primer Serum, ultra hydrating. It's gonna take it in like a moisturizer and apply it all over my face. Bring my skin back to life. I'm so dry, you guys, that I'm even cracking around my mouth. It hurts and my nose is dry. But I just apply some of the Blur and Moisture Primer, and even though we're not talking about the lips today, I'm still gonna apply some lip balm. This one's from Ilia, and it's so amazing. It's called a lip wrap hydrating mask. But as soon as you apply it, it's like, wow. Baby lips. I don't know if that makes sense. They're very soft. So my face is clean, it's primed. Before I get into the contour, I just want to even out my skin tone. So I'm gonna do some foundation and I will be right back. All right, my face is nice and even. It has some hydration. You can see the glow. I'm gonna show you guys the shades that I'm gonna be using to contour. So when you're contouring, you wanna choose a shade that resembles the natural shadow of your face. Like this shadow right here is a little bit more gray. It's like cool toned, it's not warm. Anything that's warm is gonna be more for like a bronzer that's gonna add warmth to your face. But anything that you want to contour or sculpt, you want that shade to be a little bit more on the cool tone side. But I've talked to other artists and I know that some artists actually would rather contour with like a medium tone bronzer so it's not too cool tone or too ashy. So I've heard that as well. Choose a slightly cooler shade. Don't go gray. I know it's Halloween. Don't go for Halloween skeleton vibes, but something that's just a little bit more medium cool tone. I have this one from Hank and Henry. He has great contour sticks. This one is Ambrosia. And then another favorite of mine is Vanity Makeup. She is actually a creator and a makeup artist. This is Vanity Makeup's makeup line, Vanity Makeup Cosmetics. It's really great. It's one of my favorite contour palettes. I am in the medium trio, but she also has like several other shades. I think she has like five or six other shades. So this is great so you can contour, highlight, and brighten. The brush that I like to use for contour is gonna be this one right here. This one's from Zoeva. It has a slant to it, which is great for hugging the natural contours of your face. So this is the 146 Concealer Perfector. It's a little messy, kind of embarrassing. Hold on. Oh well, it's real life. I use it like every day. So it's this guy right here. Grab it, it's great. So I'm actually gonna mix Ambrosia and this shade together so it's not too cool, but it has a little bit of a medium tone to it. Everybody has a different face shape. Even if you have like a heart shape or a round face or, you know, an oval face, everybody still has their own uniqueness about that shape. So it's different for everyone. So anything that you're contouring, you're pushing back or making it look smaller. Anything you're brightening with a concealer, you're pushing forward. You're gonna make it look more plump and more apparent. So contouring does the opposite of that. So if you feel like you don't need to do anything to your forehead, skip this part. You can skip any part of the face that I'm talking about today. If you feel like it doesn't pertain to you, you can totally skip that part. This will be the new technique, the trending techniques, and this will be the older techniques. So I'm gonna do the older style, and the old way of contouring for me was just doing this right here on the forehead, and I'd bring it down pretty low, and that's because I wanted all of this to recede, to go back, and I wanted my forehead to look smaller. Nowadays, what I'm noticing is we're using less, and we're kind of like pinpointing where we want the shape to be. So it's a lot less product, and it's a lot more focused. So I'm gonna just show you guys the shape on both sides. When it comes to the temples, the older way was just to just go around right here and just continue that. If you don't need your temples to look smaller, ignore this. If you are bronzing, then you want to bring the warmth around so it looks even. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring it around. So I'm just using less, and now we're at the cheekbone area. So the cheekbones, how we would do it before is we would just bring it in like this, like a 3. Like here was our 1, 2, and then we'd bring it around here, and this was 3. Because we want all of this to be pushed back. I remember reading magazines back when I was a teenager. Cosmo, I remember reading to always bring your contour around like a 3. Like that. And it does work, obviously it works, but this doesn't work for everyone's face shape. So now, this is my new way of doing it. We will bring it in like this. We'll start to go down. And you can connect all of that together, obviously, because whenever you blend, that's what you're gonna do anyways. But just to avoid putting on too much product, I'm just dotting it in there. Why this is different is because this kind of looks like a skull, like it resembles a skull shape. Why people are doing this is because it pushes this area back, it makes it look thinner. If you have a rounded face, this would work great for you because you are cutting the cheek in a way that it's going to make it look more elongated and refined. That's why we are starting to bring in the contour. Now I can completely just like connect the dots right now just so it can be easier for you guys. I just kind of wanted to show you that we're using less product. And now when it comes to this area, instead of going all the way around, what we're doing now is we're going underneath, whereas we were going above. So now we're going underneath, right in here and right here. And then just put one little dot there. We're actually pushing back all of this area right here, whereas before we were just kind of putting a line right on top. Just study the hollows of your face and follow the hollow of your face. Before, personally, I would cut this area off so it would make it look a lot smaller. Now I kind of let my jawline just be, and I don't mind like my jaw being pronounced, whereas before I wanted to hide it. So when it comes to the eyes, I honestly did not contour my eyes back in the day, so I'm gonna leave my eye alone. But for this eye, I do contour now. So we're just gonna bring this area in for more of a sultry look and also push this out. So this is changing the shape of my face. I never would have thought to put so much focus on my eye contour, but I do now, and I connect it to my nose. So when I do my nose contour, I start at my brow and I bring it down right along the side, but I don't go all the way down. And before, what I would do, I would just start here and go all the way down. Now, what I do is add a little line here. This is probably gonna be too fat for that line. It is a little too chunky. We're just creating a little line right here so that we can give the illusion of the nose being a little bit more lifted. Like this part is pushed in, so we have like a Tinkerbell kind of a nose. And then I'm gonna add a little V right on the bottom to push back this area as well. And before, I would actually go around here and pull back this area. Just because I feel personally that my nose is a little bit more pointed than what I'd like, so I kind of just contour the tip so that it's a little shorter. I do so much more contouring on my nose now that it really changes the shape. On the new side, I do a little line here to push back this little area. So a lot of the nose is pushed back and just the top and the tip are really pronounced. Before, I'd push everything back. Now I'm gonna contour my lip. Before, I did not contour my lip. So what I do is bring a little bit of contour right above the lip so that it looks like the lip is pushed out a little bit more, and I go right underneath the lip. This is helping the lips look bigger. If you don't want to do that, again, you can totally skip that. If you don't feel like you need to contour your nose or your eyes, you can skip that. But the reason why I am contouring my eye shape is so that it looks more elongated, more lifted. My nose is looking more refined, a little bit more lifted as well. This is literally makeup surgery. If you're not trying to change the structure, or if you're not trying to enhance the structure, don't watch this video. I could already feel comments like, you should love how you look. But that's the greatest thing about makeup, is that you can play around, use your imagination. It's fun. I wanna show you the placement of brightening the face. I'm gonna take the Dior concealer, the Forever Skin Corrector, and this is in the shade 1N. I'm using a significantly lighter color because I want you guys to see the difference. Let's start with the older technique. It's still the same, I feel like. We used to just do a space here. I'm trying to keep space for this area. The only difference now, we're using less. So what I'm doing is basically just like a little line instead of like filling that whole entire area. The center is still the same. It's still just a line down the center, but I am connecting this instead of leaving it empty. And then when it comes to this tip, I never used to do this, but now I do a line this way. Whereas before I would go all the way down, which I can't do if I want to do one side. For the brightening on the chin, same thing. It's just like a lot less. And before it was a lot more. So when it comes to the under eyes, obviously you want those to look plump and brightened. The only difference now, I talked about this in my concealer video, is basically we're just putting less of it. So we're going into this inner corner right where we need it, and then we're bringing it out. That doesn't work for everyone because some people have deeper set under eyes, so you might want to fill in this whole area. But before, basically we were just doing the V or the triangle. Still works and I still do it, but for more of a glam look. This is more of like an everyday. And then on the lip area, I kind of want to lift this area. I want to lift the corners of the mouth because sometimes it can look a little deep set and turned down. So I want to lift that up. And before, I didn't care about that. I wasn't worried about my mouth area. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this for my thumbnail and I'll be right back. Okay, I don't recommend you guys do this because this is like a before and after old versus new techniques. I would definitely do these in sections. Like I'd blend this, and then I'd blend this after. I'm gonna show you how to blend this out, which I feel like not a lot of people show you how to do that. I like to take my Patrick Ta brush because it's a little more fluffier and fuller. I'll start with the contour. This one has a little bit more. So I'll start here and I'll just go back and forth like that. And I'll also press it in. You don't wanna use a beauty blender to do this because then you're gonna remove the shape that you're creating or that you're enhancing. So you have to stay in this area. It almost looks like I have a beard. Once we get that blended, then I'll go in with a damp beauty blender and just blend the edges of that shape. I'm not taking away the shape, I'm just blending it out. And sometimes you kind of need to take away some of the shape if you went a little heavy-handed. That is blended out. I'm gonna do the other side. I like that this brush is tapered off into a fluffier end because then you have more control. If you're trying to get that airbrushed effect on the edges, you can totally do that with the fluffier end of the brush. So I really like this brush for that. And I'm pushing it back into my hairline and then following this new skull, I'm gonna just press it in to my skin. This is more of a masculine contour, by the way. Here, I'm just gonna blend everything in, and whatever I have left over, I'll use right in the back, and I'll go around the cheekbone a little bit. And now I'll take my beauty blender and I'll go over the edges. And with this contour, you have to really blend it out on the edges because it can look a little crazy. You want it to look like a natural little shadow. Really take your time in blending that. Also, you're gonna just blend this in. This is an area you can kind of use a beauty blender in, just softly. Now for the nose, I'm gonna take a smaller brush, just like a clean brush, and we are going to blend very carefully right along the side. You see how it kind of pulls it up? This contour works great for an eye lift. You don't need to have surgery, you just need a little bit of makeup. If you are feeling like your eyes are drooping a little bit, contouring works wonders. I'm gonna use this Makeup by Ariel brush. This is the A14, and I'm just gonna go in. When you're blending your brightener, you can also clean up some of your contour. So I'm gonna go on this side now and blend in the concealer underneath. And the higher up that you bring the brightener, the smaller your nose will look. And keep the brightener where it is. I don't want it to move. Bring it down a little bit. You're just marrying the contour and the concealer together. I'm gonna go ahead and go over everything with a clean beauty blender softly and just make sure that everything is nice and blended. And that is the contour. And this is how it looks up close. What do you guys think? The new techniques or the older techniques? So I threw on an eye really quick. We do have a lot of cream on our face and we haven't set it. So what you can do, there's two options. If you like the way you're contoured and you don't want to intensify or glam up your look, setting powder. Any setting powder that you like. And what I like to do on this side, I'm going to do the daytime on this side. I'm just going to go in and just set my under eye a little bit right above here and around the mouth. Everywhere else, I'm going to use a huge brush. Take a tiny bit of setting powder, whichever one, and just go around my entire face. And it's gonna be set in place all day. Add some blush or bronzer. Now we're on the glam side. What I like to do is take a little bit of setting powder and the sponge, a little damp sponge, and I'll do the same thing. I'll go right here, and I'll go out here, and a little bit up here in the corner of the mouth. Add some pressed powder that has more coverage on it. So I'm taking the old school Kat Von D contour palette. I'm taking the yellow shade with a damp beauty sponge and just going underneath that area I didn't add anything to. And I'm gonna add the pressed powder in there. Also gonna add it right on the chin and right here. Because I don't want it to be super flat, I'm gonna take the glowish powder from Huda Beauty right along the face like this. So we're not super flat. If you are going for a glam look, this is what I suggest you guys do, is take a contour powder. I'm gonna take this medium tone one right where we applied it. And I'm using a feather light hand and reinforcing that contour everywhere we applied it. And same with the nose. Go in there, even if you put your shadow on already, go over the eye as well. Now you guys can really see the difference. I'm gonna take these out of my hair. I like both. They all have their good qualities. I just feel like this one is very much me right now. This is like every day though. This is I want to get glam and show up to the party. That is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know what other hack you want to see next in this video. I think it's so much fun to see a before and after, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this one. If you haven't seen these two videos, make sure to check them out before you leave. If you love makeup, love to learn about it, love to hear about the new stuff, make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you just want to be friends, I'm here. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Before I let you go, I just want to remind you that it's okay not to have everything together. You're doing your best, and that's all you need to do right now. I love you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.